Just when it seemed Formula One had exhausted every possible twist for 2025 F1 season, the paddock has been rocked again by a revelation that feels straight out of a blockbuster script. Peter Bono Bonnington, the steady voice who guided Lewis Hamilton to 7 world titles, is now preparing to follow him to Ferrari in 2026. The drama escalated during the 2025 summer break, when Bono was quietly spotted at Ferrari's headquarters in Maranello, a visit that was no coincidence. Behind the scenes, it was Hamilton himself who orchestrated the meeting, determined to reunite with the man who became his trusted co-pilot through triumph and heartbreak at Mercedes. What makes the story even more intriguing is how Hamilton began teasing it weeks earlier. After the Hungarian Grand Prix, when pressed by reporters about whispers of a big announcement during the summer break, he refused to give details. Instead, he offered only a cryptic line: "You've got to follow the smoke." It was a phrase that instantly lit up the paddock and set social media ablaze, especially after Hamilton doubled down with a post of a burning match, captioned, "We've struck the match. Now follow the smoke." Speculation ran wild. Was it a retirement hint, a fashion brand launch, or something seismic within Formula One itself? Now, as the dust begins to settle, the meaning is slowly becoming clear. The smoke was not about stepping away, but about reigniting an old flame. The bond between Hamilton and Bono, what once sounded like pure fantasy, has started to take shape as reality. Behind Hamilton's cryptic clues lay the frustration of a debut season that has not lived up to its promise, combined with Ferrari's mounting pressure to prove they can finally deliver titles, and Mercedes's miscalculated gamble on youth that has left them exposed. Each of these elements has created the perfect storm for one of the sport's most emotional reunions, a storyline that feels bigger than just another driver-engineer pairing. Lewis Hamilton's first season in Ferrari Red has not gone according to plan. What was meant to be the crowning chapter of his glittering career has instead unraveled into a turbulent beginning. His partnership with race engineer Riccardo Adami has been uneasy from the start. Adami, a seasoned figure within Ferrari who previously guided Carlos Sainz, carries respect inside Maranello, yet he has struggled to recreate the instinctive connection Hamilton once enjoyed with Bono over more than a decade. The result has been a season riddled with missteps. Misjudged tyre calls, muddled strategy, and strained radio exchanges have cost Hamilton vital points. While the SF25 has shown flashes of raw pace in qualifying, its weaknesses on Sundays have been amplified by the lack of harmony between driver and engineer. From the earliest rounds, the cracks were visible. Hamilton has often been left waiting for clarity on key decisions, repeating questions in frustration as Adami's responses lagged. The radio traffic, at times, has revealed a growing tension, with Hamilton audibly pushing for answers that never seem to come quickly enough. Those moments of hesitation have carried real consequences: lost track position, squandered opportunities, and an undercurrent of frustration for a driver who depends on precision and absolute trust. For Hamilton, the contrast to the seamless bond he once had with his race engineer in Mercedes is impossible to ignore. And for Ferrari, the cracks in this partnership have become one of the biggest obstacles to unlocking the success they promised him. The problem is not that Adami lacks technical skill, his record with Ferrari speaks for itself, but rather that he and Hamilton have not yet discovered the instinctive understanding that separates good driver-engineer pairings from great ones. Adami is no novice. He has served as race engineer for a range of established names, including Fernando Alonso during his brief Ferrari spell, and most recently Carlos Sainz, where he built a reputation for being calm, measured, and technically astute. Within Maranello, he is respected as one of the more experienced figures on the pit wall, someone who knows the inner workings of Ferrari better than most. Hamilton has never been shy about shaping his destiny in Formula One, and Ferrari is beginning to feel that force. After a season marred by missteps and unfulfilled promise, Hamilton is quietly pushing for changes behind the scenes. Insiders suggest that he has made it clear to Frederic Vasseur and the Ferrari leadership that the current setup is unsustainable if they want to fight for titles in 2026. The SF25 has been a frustrating machine, capable of flashes of brilliance in qualifying, yet unpredictable and fragile over a full race distance. Hamilton's feedback, often centered on rear-end instability and inconsistent tyre degradation, has not always been acted upon with the urgency he expects. At times, it has seemed as though his years of experience are being discounted in favour of Ferrari's existing development direction, leaving him exasperated when the same weaknesses resurface race after race. The car may look competitive on paper, but Hamilton has been clear: its design philosophy is not extracting its full potential. well. As the season drags on, his patience is wearing thin. Radio outbursts and debrief comments have pointed to a driver increasingly determined to force Ferrari's hand. He is demanding structural changes to ensure his voice is not only heard but implemented. For Hamilton, this is about more than comfort. It is about maximizing every opportunity before the 2026 regulation reset. And within Maranello, the message is resonating. Ferrari must adapt or risk losing the momentum their superstar signing was supposed to bring. When Ferrari first approached Peter Bonnington in 2024, it seemed like nothing more than a fantasy. At the time, Bono had just been promoted into a senior role at Mercedes, tasked with a mission that went far beyond calling strategy from the pit wall. Toto Wolff had placed him at the center of Mercedes' post-Hamilton blueprint, entrusting him with mentoring teenage prodigy Kimi Antonelli and shaping the long-term future of the Silver Arrows. His loyalty appeared ironclad, and turning down Ferrari's offer felt inevitable. But Formula One is a sport where the best-laid plans rarely survive first contact with reality. Antonelli's raw speed is undeniable, yet the unforgiving demands of F1 have exposed just how steep his learning curve really is. Mistakes have piled up, pressure has mounted, and constant comparisons to Max Verstappen have created an atmosphere as punishing as it is relentless. Bono, with his calm authority and wealth of experience, has done everything possible to shield Antonelli from the storm, yet even his steady presence cannot erase the cracks. For Mercedes, this gamble is beginning to look like a miscalculation. Wolff had hoped Antonelli, guided by Bono, would blossom into a ready-made star to restore their lost dominance. Instead, the project appears fragile, and Bono himself has been left longing for the deep connection he once shared with Hamilton. The prospect of him crossing the garage divide to Ferrari no longer looks far-fetched. It feels like a symbolic sign that Mercedes' master plan has faltered, and their era of supremacy is slipping further into the past. The million-dollar question now is timing. Engineers in Formula One are often bound by strict gardening leave clauses, delaying their ability to switch allegiances. If Bono is tied to such an agreement at Mercedes, Ferrari may be forced to wait until early 2026 before he can officially take up his new role. Yet whispers suggest negotiations are already underway to shorten that period, a sign of just how vital his arrival is seen within Maranello. For Ferrari, speed is everything. The sooner Bono integrates into their system, the sooner they can unlock the stability and precision that has too often eluded them. His influence, however, would stretch well beyond Hamilton's cockpit. With the 2026 regulation reset looming, Ferrari know they cannot afford missteps. Bono's experience in championship-winning environments gives him an edge in spotting the smallest margins that separate triumph from disappointment. His steady communication, ability to streamline decision-making, and calm presence in high-pressure moments could transform Ferrari's race day operations. There is also a wider ripple effect to consider. Charles Leclerc remains central to Ferrari's future, and Bono's presence may influence how the team balances its dual star drivers. Across the paddock, the move could spark a new era where engineers and strategists are pursued with the same intensity as drivers, reshaping how teams build for success. For Ferrari, landing Bono isn't just about Hamilton. It could be the turning point in their quest to dominate Formula One's next era. Will Bono's move hurt Mercedes more than it helps Ferrari? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, bye for now.